All right, continuing this worksheet 1.5 to 7. Problem number 6. What is the distance from K to P given these coordinates? Well, the big thing here is the distance formula. Distance equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. The key here is that you can't always just look at a picture and figure out what the sides are and use the Pythagorean theorem. When you get these goofy numbers, sometimes you really just have to use the distance formula. So let's go ahead and do it. I've got a calculator right here. I'm going to go ahead and do this. We're going to make this x1, y1, x2, y2. And again, the order doesn't matter. Which point is 1, which point is 2, so long as you're consistent in filling it out. So let's go ahead and do it. So I've got x2 is negative 7.2 minus 6.5 squared plus 4.3 minus 8 squared. And when I do this on my calculator, I should have already had this ready. I know you guys can handle it though. Negative 7.2 minus 6.5 is 13.7 negative. I'm going to square that, and I get, the key is not to round these numbers. 187.69 plus 4.3 minus 8, negative 3.7 squared is 13.69. Now I add them together, plus 187.69, and you get 201.38. But I'm not done. Now I got to do the square root of that, and I get 14.1908. And if you go back to the problem, it says round to the nearest hundredth. The nearest hundredth, nearest tenth. So if I'm just looking at this 9 right here, and that's going to round this up to 14.2. The next problem, it's a right triangle. It has a leg, this is a right triangle of 3.8 and 17. Now this is not to scale, obviously, but here's 17 miles, here's 3.8 miles. Again, Pythagorean theorem is what works really well on right triangles. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So we've got 3.8 squared plus 17 squared equals c squared. I'm going to do 3.8 squared, 14.44 plus 17 squared, which you guys all have memorized, 289 equals c squared. No laughing humor there. All right, add the two together. 303.44. Hey, am I done? No way, Jose. Right? I got to take the square root of both sides. C squared means some value multiplied by itself equals 303.44. What I do to one side, I got to do to the other. So C equals second square root, second answer. Boom, 17.419. Take a look at the problem. It says, find the length of the hypotenuse to the nearest tenth of a mile. All right, so I'm looking again at this place here, not the 9. I'm just looking at this 1, right? And that means it's just going to be 17.4 miles. Good. On problem number 8, it says a figure has these vertices, K, L, and M. And after a transformation, the image of the figure has vertices of K prime, L prime, and M prime. Describe the transformation. All we have to do is describe the transformation. It doesn't say graph it, it just says describe the transformation. So I'm going to graph it so I can get a picture of this, because when I look at these numbers, it doesn't mean anything to me. So K, 0, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got a point right there. This is K. And let me just label it 0, 4. And L is 5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up here, 4. All right, that's L. And then M, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right there. All right, M. 3, 7. Nice. Hey, 3 points, I got a triangle. Cool. Now if I do the image, right, K prime is 0, negative 4. Let me do it in a different color. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, that is K prime, 0, comma, negative 4. And then L prime is right here at 5, negative 4. And then M prime is 3, negative 7. 1, 2, 3. M prime. 3, negative 7. Well, hey, wait a minute. What did I do to go from here to here? Well, I simply flipped it over. A flip is a reflection. And specifically, I'm reflecting across the x-axis, right? I'm flipping from the top over the x-axis to the bottom. That's all it says. Describe the transformation. Now, in code, if I was going to actually write this out as the transformation, this point, xy, goes through what? Well, the x-coordinate doesn't change. It's exactly the same. So keep the x. But what do I do to the y? Well, I take the opposite of it. I go from 4 to negative 4. I go from 7 to negative 7. I go from 4 to negative 4. So how I write this is like the opposite of y. And this would be the code, or this is the transformation of a reflection across the x-axis. Last two problems, number 9. It says, hey, these points, A, B, C, D, go through the following transformation. Subtract 3 from x and add 4 to y. Graph and label the pre-image and image. Oh, well, sweet. Okay. A is 2, 2. A. B is negative 2, 2. Negative 2, 2. Here's B. C is negative 4, negative 2. And D is 5, 0. So I've got some goofy looking figure. Mr. Rising specializes in goofy looking figures, right? And it's a quadrilateral. It's not necessarily a, anything else. It's quadrilateral, but there it is. Now, when I go through this transformation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 3 from all the x values. So let's just do that. So A prime, if I subtract 3 from x, 2 minus 3 is negative 1. B prime, subtract 3 from negative 2, and I get negative 5. C prime, subtract 3 from negative 4, I get negative 7. And D prime, subtract 3 from 5, and I get 2. Check. Now I'm gonna add 4 to all the y coordinates. 2 plus 4 is 6. 2 plus 4 is 6. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. And 0 plus 4 is 4. Now it's really easy to plot this. A prime, negative 1 up 6. So here's A prime. B prime, negative 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B prime, right? C prime, negative 7, negative 2. Down. Negative 7, positive 2. Sorry, negative 7, positive 2. Right here, C prime. And then D prime is 2, positive 4. And I go up here right there. And now, there's my figure. Beautiful, right? Sounds good? Good. Last question, number 10. And you can see, by the way, all these points have gone, right? Negative 3 over 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's happened to all of these points. Over 3, 1, 2, 3, up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty cool. Number 10. List and describe with one word 3 transformations. Well, the 3 transformations that we're really talking about in this section is a translation, which means to slide. You just move something over. And that's what we did here. This is from going from these A, B, C, D to the other is a slide. It's a translation. The next one's a reflection, which means to flip. And the last one is a rotation, which means to turn. I hope this was helpful, especially you, Charlie, and Josh, and Peter. You weren't in class today, so I hope this helps you because I want you to do well on your quiz. And I hope this helps everyone. If you saw something today that just wasn't clear, hopefully this little review makes it a little bit easier for you. You guys have a great evening, and I'll see you next time in class.